Assalamu, Assalamu. Latif Al Sufyan Louis. We are the people of the Al Sufyan. All praises be to Allah, according to the Al Sufyan. So, what we just said is what we finna go over. Come on, here they go to John. When we say Al Sufyan, we are saying the way, the one way, the true way. And this is the way of the followers of Jesus, Yeshua, Jesus. The teachings have been revealed for all of those and for all angels and spirits. So we're going to go into what is most known by people, and that's the Bible. So we're going to go into the biblical scriptures to show you the way has always been throughout the scriptures. And see, there's a difference between the way and a way. So we want to pay attention to these scriptures at hand concerning the way. From Proverbs 14 and 12, there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. See, so this energy that's inscribed in this inscriptus codex, we didn't see the way. We see a way, and then this a way is the way that most people see as the right way. But this way, which is going away from the way, end thereof, the destiny, is the ways. Here we go. See, so there's a difference in discernment here.
Oh, yes, it is.
The way, then you have the ways, and you have a way.
Oh, way. Oh, way.
See, many of these leads to death, except the way. So we got to do some inner cleansing on what we know and believe. We're going to keep going. This comes from Psalms 139, 23 and 24. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts, and see if there be any wicked way in me.
Oh, my goodness.
And lead me in the way.
How about that?
And the way is characterized here as everlasting. So that gift we was looking to accomplish by redeeming ourselves was the promise of everlasting life. That's called the way. Psalms 119 and 30. I have chosen the way. The way is characterized here as of truth.
Truth. Truth has the way about it. How about that?
See, this one way is of everlasting, is of truth. Psalms 25:89. Good and upright is the Lord. Remember our study now. We're just reading it as it is. But you got to do your eisegesis and your exegesis. We're doing an exegesis right now. I normally do an eisegesis. Put the right word in there. But we're just reading it as it is right now, which is an exegesis. Good and upright is the Lord. Therefore will he teach sinners in the way. This is the only place that sinners can go. They are already in the many ways of death. So when you're in the many ways, there's only one exit door. And this is called the way. Proverbs 2:8. He keeps the paths of judgment and preserves the way. Characterized as of his saints. So now we're talking sanctification. The way is sanctified. It's the way of sanctification and consecration. So if people have the way, we shouldn't be in any way, shape, or form in regards to doubt. The way is the truth. The way is the everlasting life. The way is the way of the saints. The way is the opposite of the sinners. But he, talking about the divine, knoweth the way that I take. Remember, the divine creator sees all that you think and do. Proverbs 4:11. I have taught you in the way.
Look at that.
So the way now is a teaching. A teaching that can be taught in the way of wisdom.
Look at that.
So now we're talking that Holy Spirit. Another word for the Holy Spirit, the way. So we're dealing with great characteristics here of immortality, everlasting truth, away from sinners, pure, now wisdom. Blessed in Psalms 119:1. Blessed are the undefiled
Mm.
in the way.
Mm.
You are blessed if you know of the Al Sufyan. These are the ones who are undefiled in the way, who walk in the law of the Lord. So it's not only a teaching that is taught, it's also a walking to be walked. It's not also a teaching and a walking, it's also a law. Do we see now the powerful enforcement of our theological and legal doctrine? That is not all philosophical, but is based in religious understanding of the teachings of Jesus, Yahshua, or Jesus. We're talking about that law here. In the Al Sufyan, it tells you what law that is for the blessed. Psalms 119:14. I have rejoiced in the way. They say, don't never let someone steal your joy. That joy was called the way. If you have the way, rejoice. And it says, through your testimonies.
That's sweet it is.
Because as in the bank account of a person rich in spirit is rich in testimonies, as much as in all riches. See, the Lord, a man's heart divides his ways, but the Lord directs his steps. Mark 10:52. And Jesus said unto him, go your way. Your faith have made you whole. Your faith have made you whole. And immediately he received his knowledge, his sight, and followed Jesus in the way. So this is just clear. Who followed the way? Jesus followed the way. Proverbs 10:29. The way of the Lord. Now we're getting directly to the way is connected directly. No middleman. Directly to the Lord. And this way is strength to the upright. Like we say, the morally excellent.
Yeah.
This is strength to them.
My.
But destruction shall be to the workers. See, somebody got to make it work, y'all. The workers is who is making this work.
That's right.
The workers of iniquity is the opposite of the way.
That's right. see that, King.
Mhm. John 14:6. Jesus said unto him, I am the way,
Mm.
the truth,
Mm.
and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. Speaking on the way. This is the only way to properly, for all mankind, for all angels, for all spirits, to come to the Father.
Don't even go into I am the way, the truth, the life.
Okay.
Like as far as going, no man can't come into the Father, but by me they only talk about Jesus, but not the fact that he's saying I am the way, the truth, the life, and that those are the ways to get to the Father. It's all about interpretation. When you listening to somebody teach you something, they ain't bringing that part up. They just saying Jesus is the way
Yeah.
to get to the Lord.
That's right.
You gotta go to Jesus.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes, indeed.
Mm-hmm. This was being the cop blocker.
Mm-hmm.
They've been blocking
Yeah.
our glory.
Yeah.
See, because this glory comes with a law.
That's right.
And you see what they do with their law.
Yeah.
Now you got your law.
Yeah.
See, this ain't city law we reading right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is divine law.
Divine law.
The first law.
That's right.
And so the law of the divine creator.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Psalms 86:11. Teach me the way, O Lord.
Oh, Lord.
This is what people been praying for.
Oh, Lord.
For the way. But when you receive the way, will you walk in your truth?
Ooh, look at that.
That you found the truth.
How about that? Okay. Okay.
As for the Father, his way is perfect. The word
That's beautiful.
of the Lord is tried. See, that's the true word.
Yeah.
The way.
Yeah.
Isaiah 35:8.
Mm-hmm.
And an highway shall be there, and a way, and it shall be called the way of holiness.
Yes. Come on with it. I'm going to read in that. I love that. The highway of hope.
So we're talking
That's
about
what my address was.
holiness.
Yes, sir.
All these beautiful characteristics of the way.
Mm-hmm.
The respect of the Lord is to hate evil.
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
Pride and arrogancy in the evil way.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Matthew 7:13 and 14. Enter you in at the straight gate. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
Right. Good.
and many there be which go in thereat. Because straight is the gate, and narrow is the way which leads unto life, and few there be that find the way.
That's right. That's correct.
This is the understanding.
Yeah. Yeah. And that scripture is so beautiful. All of them have been beautiful before that. But when you yourself observe and look around and you see this broad road and everybody on it, and how many you see living under these false pretense, and they now documented lies for truth. And everybody on the big broad road, and that's where you'll find it at, these documents at, on this big broad road he's talking about. And I just don't want to be part of none of that. That's what it was saying about the wicked. You refuse it. You hate it. You don't want it. You don't like it. And that's why I be where I be and do what I do. And if someone don't have the same characteristics, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I got to put too much work in it. In truth,
Mm-hmm.
time to play around.
Reveal to us the straight path. Because straight is the gate and narrow is the way. That's what's being mentioned, to the straight path. It's called the way. See, this is how we have massively been deceived.
Yeah.
Because it's few there be that find the all Sufyan. So how many people are teaching out of something called the all Sufyan? This is the only place where the way in our time can be taught from. We read it's a teaching. And we're going to get directly into it after these segments. But we got to bring in the premier. Yeah. Why is it so important?
Yeah. In many ways.
See, so the deceiver has been deceiving through his many deceitful ways.
Yeah.
See, once you know the way, there's no way to be deceived anymore. So it's a
You're speaking of ways, and it just a thought to me. Do you know they got a department of ways? That's what they call it. Department of ways and committee. So we know ways are important here. Whose ways? But I just thought about that. And they run everything through this. Yeah, it's their channel. Their way.
And so now we're getting closer to what is this way to? This is where, of the third commandment, you shall not take the Lord's name in vain. The way is to the divine name of the Lord for you to live under and in for lifetime protection. The way is your life insurance.
Right on.
The way is how you would be buried. The way is how you will be living. It covers all ground of your being, from your head to your limbs to your toes, from everything seen to everything unseen. And the vast things you don't know will be known once one have showed you the way. So now we're going to go into some other text that was omitted from the Bible along the same lines in regards to the way. Now, most people have heard of John. This is why John the Baptist is represented as a character. Now, we're not going to go into any history or historical accounts, but we just want to listen to the message. And the message that was delivered was that 23. Now, you may never point the way. Uh-oh. See, this is what we've been receiving. Most preachers is preaching, which is pointing, but not living. So one who is of the way never point the way, because there's not nothing you can point to. It's the way of self. So this is where Jesus, Yahshua says, I am. There's no other way. Don't look for the demon or the deceiver. So you may never point the way and tell the multitudes to do what you have never done. Just pause for the cause. There's a lot of speeches and a lot of sayings out here telling people to do things.
Come on with it. Oh, yeah. Ugly ways.
But it says for us, but you must go before and show the way.
Beautiful.
Not point.
Beautiful.
You show the way. I am the way. And this is our closest clue to finding the truth of the teachings. And it comes right out of Jesus' mouth. Jesus was teaching, and all the people were entranced, and would have worshiped Jesus Christ as a God, which the multitude is pointed to do today.
That's right.
They ain't told to become. They told to point. So now you worship what is pointed to. When he said, I am, meaning you are. You got to know how verbal language works. the reader in the narrative. But Jesus said, I am your brother man, not a God. Your brother man just come to show the way. See, before Jesus was John in this narrative we've given. See, and it was told that you shouldn't point to the way, that you yourself must show the way. So Jesus was showing. So how he was talking, he's showing you the way. So what will come after will directly reflect like a mirror, reflect the image in front of you. After I have gone, I shall send you a comforter. So we're talking about the way. And we know he always pointed to the Father. So these things we have to keep in mind to stay connected to the thing that we're looking to know. Show the way to the divine creator. So we have Allah Sufa. So this is how we begin to know, because all of the clues that was left for one to study for the knowledge of themselves, that they would know and understand that there's something not being spoken or something not being said. Because in today's time, this way has been given a different name. So it has been given the name of Christianity, and it has been given the name Islam. These two are not the true name of what all of the prophets of the divine left from the beginning of Abraham. What Abraham was following was not called Christianity. It couldn't have. He pre-existed Christianity. What we have today called Islam, Abraham did not represent any form of Judaism. So any form of Judaic practices in Islam, Abraham did not do, such as slavery and sacrifice. So these things have been imposters cloaking over the true teachings to point you to different directions, all in their many denominations within both sides. So this is why the name of the way is very important, because the name of the way is not Islam. The name of the way is not Christianity. The name of the way is all Sufyan. And if so, we should be able to find it. If it's real, if it exists, we should be able to find it. And if we can find it, then we shall have all of the glory that's within it. Because it should lead us directly to Allah. So now, it says said show the way, right?
Mhm.
So we're going to show the way. And then we're going to let the way be explained. So before we read, and if anybody would like to read, before we read, this is what was hidden from us.
Mm.
Instead of this, we was given that.
Mm.
That is a form of who you are. And that, what they gave you, was not who you are.
Mhm.
So the teachings inside of the books that's presented by Christianity, the teachings in the books presented by Islam, neither of those present the Al-Sufyan, which leaves the Al-Sufyan open to whoever is a true believer. These institutions did not want you to find the way. They didn't want any of us to find a way. We are supposed to be caught up in a system, working our tails off, that way never learning of the deceitfulness that has been plotted to deceive us. But thinking we moving along the way when it's a mocking of the way by making you follow a way. So this is why we won't get the unity we are looking for. Because those books presented by those institutions don't bring about unity. Don't bring about the collective of the people and all prosperity and all equality. Instead, they use equality as a device to entice you to come to their way, their cities, come to their laws. We'll pay you under their laws. We'll house you under their laws. Where they never told you about the law of the way. See, this is what we have to understand here very discreetly. That we have not been given the true understanding of what Jesus taught outside of what the Bible has given us. And so now we're going to let the way be explained.
Yeah, just before we read that, we can truly say that the Christian way and the Islamic way that they've been doing it, the Muslim way, I say Christian and the Muslim, and then the democracy way have flipped us off. And we know this for a fact. We ain't got to argue with nobody. And all them done tried it and been going along with it. And what the results are. but I'll be glad to read it.
Oh, we would be glad to love and hear from you.
Super 2, you don't mind, do you? Super 2, and it says the same thing that you've been reading all along. It says, the way, and in parentheses, it says, and this what is the way pertaining to El Supayan. The way, the right way. One read, oh, you who believe, let it be said. Let it be said. What you gonna say? This what you should say. El Supayan. That's the first verse of Super 2. Two reads, the one way, not two ways. The one way, the true way. Now that's crystal clear, there, ain't it? When I look at one, I look at only. Sometimes I see only when I see one way. I see one, I see only.
That's right. That's where only come from. Describing the one.
And we know in our life there are many ways to go about doing things. Most of everything you do in life has a way to it. And we go about a way of doing it. You have no steps. And it applies to the truth as well. The one way, the true way, ain't no other way. It's self-explanatory. 3, and the second name of Allah. That's powerful, ain't it? You mean to tell me his name is the way? That's what is crystal clear telling me.
Mm-hmm.
That's his name, the way.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you can't get lost.
Mm-hmm.
The one, the absolute, the almighty, not mighty, but almighty. 4, this is the way of which there is no doubt. No doubt. Ain't that beautiful? Just marinate on that a little bit, because most everything we do, we gotta think about it and be a lot of doubt behind it. Because you don't know whether it's gonna work out right or which way it's gonna go, or you might have an appointment and you don't know whether it's gonna. We know. But this way is no doubt.
No doubt.
Boy, is that beautiful? Is that the way to go?
Come on with it.
Is that the way to go, y'all? Just let me know where you want me to stop at, that's all.
Oh, hold through. We're gonna read.
Oh,
we gotta
okay,
let the whole way be
I'm gonna
explained.
roll on then. I don't mean to hold everybody up. And guidance unto those who respect knowledge and beauty. Guidance
Mm-hmm.
in those who respect. Think on that.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge and beauty.
Mm.
And we do know this for a fact that we met many people who have no respect for knowledge. And beauty is about to diminish around here, because I see so many beautiful things, but then when I see my beautiful woman, And now she don't even care about her beauty appearance. Roundabout like a tub. Excuse me. I ain't even said that back. Six, who reject ignorance and evil. Seven, who seek the well-being of their kin and their community. Or this is the way. This is what's supposed to be going on in their only communities and kin folks. This the right way. We turned it into the way in the barbecue. Eight, who honor those gifts bestowed to them. Nine, who seek to learn, to practice, and to bear witness to what is revealed through the way. That's why when I learned that ye shall know the truth and the truth shall make you free, the truth. And when I learned that way, I started speaking that way. Start walking that way. Because you got a different, everything is different now. Mm-hmm. You know. And it ain't just like it said, and then show. That's right.
That's right.
Not just point.
Right.
But guess what? I've been in cities and they point and trying to tell me the way, and I got lost again. What if he'd have just said, well, come on, let me show you the way. Let me show you the way you're trying to go. What if he'd have just did, this is what this talking about. Let me go.
That's what makes sure you're not lost.
This just makes sure.
We're talking guidance.
We're talking about guidance here. Now, it said, practice.
Yeah, to practice.
Learn and to practice. You got to first learn, and then after you learn, then you got to practice what that you done learned.
There you go.
And then you got to bear witness. I guess that's why the super said, when you speak the truth.
There you go.
I guess that bearing witness, right?
Bear witness.
Through the way.
That testimony we
what is
reading on.
revealed through the way. Man, oh, this thing alone. 10. There are one who may be certain of the truth that they can never die.
Certain. Remember, no doubt. It was read earlier.
Yeah.
Be certain of the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That truth you said will make you free.
Yeah.
This the certainty of it.
Yeah. That's right.
This is what Jesus was speaking, showing the way.
Mm-hmm. And when we look at all the uncertainty that's going on, we don't know when the gas gonna go up. We don't know when the price gonna go up. Everything is uncertain. You're paying one price today, and tomorrow it might be a little high. This is what we going through. They call democracy. It's time to get away from all that and this past, and we get to the true way now. It's time, man, because this way we going, it's killing us.
This is why we need every moment to take advantage. This is why people won't get nowhere. If you don't respect knowledge, you can hang it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
This got to do with respect. And people talk about a resurrection. There's no need for resurrection if you never die.
That's right.
So we talking about through learning, through practicing, you knowing something.
Yeah.
The result of practice is knowledge. This knowledge is the knowledge of truth. No matter what claims are being said to you, you be certain of the truth. See, one of them days is me is talking about. I claim what I walk. This is what we have to all be and understand.
Come on with it.
Who cares about gas prices?
Right on.
Who cares about anything that a city have made to enslave?
Right on.
When they haven't gave you the all Sufyan or even gave any time to speak on the all Sufyan. If you like Rome, be in Rome. I'm a Sufyan. So I live in the Sufyan. All that doesn't matter to one who respect knowledge. For people who don't know what sacred is, maybe the next line will begin to enlighten or why respect is top priority.
It is.
They disrespected you.
Sure.
I don't ever respect anyone who already blatantly showed you they don't give up about you and disrespected you.
Right on.
It's nothing else for me to know, see, and not to believe. All I know is my people died Christians. All I know is my people died under a false tense. All I know is my people died without teaching me the old Sufyan. When this is the way. And this is older than generations came before us. So a lot of people have failed in their mission to the Creator. You made a vow to come here and not be tricked by the deceiver. And now that we having offsprings and children after children, the massive of ignorance is growing to the ways of who our Creator who made us. Now it's okay to go astray. It's cool for you to go get a job. It's cool for you to go know that you don't live in the way and practice the way. You don't worship your Creator. You worship the city that pays you. You worship the city that made you. You worship the city that enslaves you. The way is for those who know they can never die. So I don't need your money. I don't need your job. I don't need you speaking to me. I'm one with one.
Beautiful.
Not a second. I don't use a plan B. It's only plan A.
Right on.
And it starts with the letter A. So this is the first in the initiative of why this is so important. Because if we don't have any understanding of what other people are ruling you from, they are ruling you through religion. You can hocus pocus all you want. Their religion is ruling over you. And you have no clue and nothing what to do. So I wouldn't like to take you to what the Creator said about those who are having children and letting them be ignorant out here. That you got a world on your hands. This is children is sacred to the Creator. You don't raise a dummy. It say raise a child up in the way.
Come on with it.
Not in no city, not in no getting no job, not go get a house, go get a car. Our way was simple.
Right on.
Now it done became, you gotta wait till you're 18.
Oh, you know. Look at that.
You gotta wait till you're 21. You don't gotta wait as an all Sufyan. If you can think.
How about that? How about that?
That's all that's needed, is the ability to think.
Goodness gracious.
So let's continue
Oh,
on
boy,
number
this thing
11.
getting good. I don't want you to stop. Let me
Yeah,
read
number
number 11.
11.
The way is a sacred gift. Have you given anybody, are you qualified to give anybody something sacred? Let's just pause for the call. Let's hit the pause button a moment and see how much power you have and what you done did. And have you been given any gifts out there on the internet land that's listening? If you do, send KOS a little something, something. But we ain't looking for nothing. But let's get back to the gift. A sacred gift. Let's read what
Sacred.
let's read a little bit and see what this gift pertaining to.
Mm-hmm. Why is it so
If
sacred?
y'all don't mind. 12. A gift of 144 super each. All 144, each one is telling us something. Describing, anybody know what that word describing means? Because we need to read the thing real slow and careful here. Or just some powerful talking. Describing a character of wisdom. Describing a character of wisdom. The 144. And an aspect of a law and existence. My goodness. Go ahead, sister.
Oh, you see what I'm? Yes, it's going to what you saying.
Huh? What?
I wish I could see a video of it. Better
You
to
had
see
one
a
of
video.
What is that?
It's a ball inside of a nose, inside of a nose.
A doll?
Right. All these little things
All
fit
those
inside
white
one.
dolls in there. Why there ain't no black dolls?
I was trying to find a
Yeah, well, why
video
you looking for that?
You see video?
Are you gonna do this?
Yeah.
Describing a character of wisdom. My goodness.
Okay, yeah, that's the one. Why I'm bringing this up, because this is describing the sacred gift.
Okay.
Because remember how you said a gift?
Yeah.
That means one.
Yeah.
But inside this one gift,
Yeah.
this one way
Yeah.
is 144 gifts.
That's right.
Now the only way you can kind of conceive that is
Yeah.
this little image right here.
Okay.
Because they know about this science. See what keep popping out.
You get all this?
This is what all Sufyan is.
Yeah. Beautiful.
A gift containing 144 gifts within it.
Beautiful. Uh-huh.
So imagine that. You see, they can't even pull out 144.
Oh, they can't pull out 144.
This is how much the Creator has bestowed upon us.
That's right.
And these institutions been hiding for global control.
The water.
See, so from the smallest, so imagine that's the Fatiha where you almost wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
To the largest,
Yeah.
which is 144, which be the people.
Look at this. Right on. That's right.
And so, could we read 11 and 12 once again?
Yes, I can. Here we go. 11. The way is a sacred gift. A sacred gift being given to you. And you know, I thought about that what you showed earlier about the way and we were speaking of everlasting life.
Everlasting life.
And see, and that was given to us too, but we not. We gonna condemn it, destroy it before we not. He not gave it to us, but now we gotta accept it and receive it.
That's the old super.
Let me go and finish that. What you said. 12. A gift of 144. You know, when I read that 144, all I can think about 1 plus 4 plus 4 equals 9. And 9 equals.
And this is the true understanding of the whole knowledge of what 9 ether is.
Yeah.
All Sufyan.
Yep. Learning that is striving, learning that beautiful gift, describing a character of wisdom. A character of wisdom.
The way of the wisdom.
And aspect of Allah and existence.
So now when you hear Allah Sufa, this is what it's pointing to.
Yeah.
You as the gift within all of the gift and the many of gifts.
Yeah.
Which Sufa do you want to be?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Shoot.
So
when you embody in that moment, because you always do. But in that moment, you can be able to use a certain character.
this is very important.
And I see why now that we must learn and study and practice all 144, because we must learn that. We need to learn that like we learn our social security number or our telephone number. We need to learn this.
How many digits in the social security number? These are the little things that they just be copying.
Yeah.
It's 9 digits.
Look at that.
144.
Yeah.
See, these the things that how they play with your memory to get implants inside.
Look at that. I be doggone.
Just they always they cannot get past this.
Yeah.
And remember in the Bible they reference 144.
That's right. That's right. 104,000 is already done washed their robe in blood of the Lamb.
There you go.
I
And
remember
be
reading
saved.
that.
And be saved. This is what it's talking about. You can't be saved no other way. It wouldn't make logical sense. This is where it's making logical sense.
Yeah.
With its own proofreading.
Yeah.
For one can understand themselves instead of just being preached to and pointed.
Yeah. And that's where I look at it, is all them that read those scriptures about the 144,000. They couldn't really explain that. And they was thinking that it was the righteous that's already found their way and wash their robe in the blood of the Lamb. Just what I'm thinking when I'm reading that, but they break it down like this right here. This here make it crystal clear right here. See? And then, can you imagine learning in each one has a character of wisdom now. And you learning each one. And
each one.
And something else to go with it. The aspect of Allah.
This is what's being hidden. Now mix what you saying, that purity, what you saying. Now we're finna go to the Inscriptus Codex. Now, this is how they encoded it into the last book of the Bible. Revelation 21:17. Read that for us.
Revelation 21:17. And he measured the wall thereof 144 cubits, according to the measure of a man. That is, of the angel.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is how it all comes together.
Look at that.
This is the Injil,
Mm-hmm.
the higher self.
Yeah.
The 144 is the measure of the higher self, which is the invisible man, the kingdom of heaven and earth. Where the new, we don't call it Jerusalem, it's called Absalom.
Yeah.
We're going to get there. If we keep reading, we're going to get there.
When you say that, I thought about Noble Drew Ali when he said, man is mine. You go right there to that immortality. Read on.
Mm-hmm.
13. And if one should challenge you concerning these sacred characteristics, then challenge them to write to same suit. Look at that.
Now, when have you heard of the word Sufal?
Never heard of it.
You ain't heard nobody
I never heard
say
of
the word Sufal
No,
or preach
me
a Sufal.
it. I heard supper. That's about the closest supper.
This is what we call, as it's going to tell you, this is what we call the image. When it says you was made in the image and the likeness of God, see, we already know 14 to 15. If people try to write to the same Sufa, Bible, Quran, they ain't caused no peace. Those writers ain't delivered no peace.
No.
Gave anyone no understanding.
That's right.
So these two have not and cannot accomplish. But they keep us divided as we enemies to each other.
Well, that explains everything. That's why we got all the trouble we having, because of what's been presented to us. And we started out wrong.
It's like a fish just accepting what's thrown to you. When you got the ability to think, reason, and choose.
Yeah.
You can look at the bait and just start checking it out.
Yeah.
We swallowing
Yeah.
before investigating.
Yeah.
We ain't smelling it. We just eating it.
Yeah.
That means we're ignoring the gifts given to us, such as senses. You supposed to sense evil. You supposed to sense falsehood.
That's right.
What you think your senses are for, but the books tell you to deny your senses. Don't walk by sight.
Yeah.
See, all this is connected, but they dividing it, making you think one part over the other member when they all members of one way.
Yeah.
Members of the self.
Yeah. So we should sense, using our senses, we should sense that democracy is not working for us. And anything they cook up on Capitol Hill, and whoever they select every 4 years, or if we run to turn. My point is that it ain't working. Why? If we keep going along, see along, go along, monkey see, monkey do. Now, I ain't speaking for us in here now, but I'm talking about the majority of our people, Mexicans and white folks, everybody doing just what America wants them to do, just about. And the people waking all over the world, they can't go along. But everybody that crook is a crook now. The whole system, all these niggas, ain't them a crook. You can't lead us nowhere.
The crooks know that you won't take the time to learn. The crook know you're not gonna sit down and read.
Like that.
He ain't a crook. Remember, a crook is a rook on a chessboard. All he doing is playing to part. That's why it's called black and white. It's a chess game. If he can get you to move on the board, white moves first. Black is always the defender. So they're going to always attack you to see where you stand. They're going to test your character, test your virtue, test your knowledge. And wherever you weak in, this is where you're going to fail in. But you're supposed to use your failure to recognize you've been deceived. To now have a sense that's growing now, to not be deceived by the same error.
Right on. That's what I'm talking about right there. Right there.
So presidents is a continual error. Voting is a continual error. That's called infinite regress, and people ain't woke up and caught sense of it yet. So that's why, as a voice for those who are becoming, we have no outlet as far as knowers. The people that around, they think they know.
Yep.
If they knew, they'll be done solve the issue. There's a global crisis that adults see their children not going to be affected of. And they sit around on the couch every day. And your children is going to be valid for this future crisis.
That's right.
If you don't got nothing inheritable, descendable, passed downable, the youth ain't going to have nothing. The elder generation went and got it. And if so, that was supposed to be the case. One sacrifice for the greatness of the other. Then it should be spread down.
Right on.
But these things are not told, so ain't nothing going to be upheld. The children is not given away. They told they first born in the city. So now that's another's way. Anytime you're in another city, you're in another's way.
That's so true. Rules and regulations.
So now you got to have the way if you in a city, because it's no other way but their way.
Their way. Right on.
Nature already follow in the way. Spirits come to the forest to make a forest into a city. So we are speaking about the chess game still. Spirits are white.
Yeah.
Jinns are white. This is clear and evident. You can't make this stuff up. Allah said, I created man and I created jinn. So y'all don't think that just because he look opposite of you, that he is not connected from the creator to test you. And our people, this is where I get a little misunderstood, because our people are confused.
They are.
And as a young person, it never looks good looking at older people get abused, misused, and never know what's the left hook or the right hook or the uppercut. You don't want to watch your parents get beat up. You don't want to see you come from that. You want to see you come from the best.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So now when we talking about you black, accepting black and beat down, we talking about those without the way.
Right on.
The people without the way have been beat down and blackened,
Okay.
given a black eye, and now since they've been asleep, they've been called black. They trying to say we don't have the way. We've been blacked out. And this is the most serious thing to be reorganizing. We still got a little bit more to go. Yeah.
16. For wisdom and truth is its own witness. Did you get that? For wisdom and truth is its own witness. 17, and only the willingly blind and deaf could mistake the false word of deceivers from the truth of the divine creator. You just got it out your mouth. 18, super is a character of wisdom, capacity, representative, token, or image, and picture. Now think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Now think about the 144, and each has its own character. And within each one of those, this is what lies at what I just read. Wisdom, capacity, representative, token, image, picture.
Mm-hmm.
When we look around and look at creation, we should see an image there. Mm-hmm. And a representative there.
Mm-hmm. That's the key. Reference Genesis 1:26. And God said, let us make man. Mm. Man being mind in our image.
Yeah.
And after our likeness. That's called Sufa. Mm-hmm. The image is the Sufa, and the likeness is the character.
Yeah.
So all that was done in the heaven plane.
Yeah. Mm.
Let us make man. We're talking the mind.
Yeah, man is mind. Mm.
So everything that has an image or even has a picture is a Sufa.
Yeah.
So we don't have to break things down when it's already a Sufa. Mm. You don't have to reinterpret nothing. Mm. It's a Sufa. Mm-hmm. This is how you learn. This is how you practice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You got to learn now to think Allah Sufa. Mm. As we read, the way is of wisdom and truth. Mm. The way is its own witness.
Yeah.
It don't need Jack and Jill to go up and watch from a hill. Mm-hmm. We don't need the watchers watching.
That's right.
The way is our watcher.
Beautiful.
The way is our witness.
Beautiful.
So all we know is false words
That's
of
right.
deceivers.
Yeah.
These the only people
Yeah.
that have tricked us
Yeah.
out of the truth of the Creator.
Yeah. Right on. That's right. Right on. And 19 reads, now it's gonna get good. It's been showing up get
It's
good.
gonna get
now
good.
because I want to elaborate on some things after I read this right now. Allah gives men and women the ability. We know what the word when we hear the ability, like you got disability and ability. You heard this thing. You
Good
know that it's something he can't do.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of crippled.
Mm-hmm.
But he said ability, not disability. The ability to do what? To think. Let's just slow down here. Man. To think. To reason. And to choose. I don't know about y'all, but that's three powerful words right there. Three powerful words right there.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing we're going to talk about is think. What's on your mind? Did you know that they made laws right here in this country that where you weren't allowed to think? Now somebody up to something and he don't want you to think and don't want you to read and all right. He's up to something no good. And the same one was back there then running the show now. I want to remind you in case you got amnesia and you've been hit in the head. It said think, reason, and to choose. Here come Johnny come lately, the liar and the deceiver. Now he said that the woman couldn't think, and the woman sure can't reason, and she better keep her mouth shut and closed, and she can't choose nothing. This is what man done did in this country done hamstring the woman cause she got a little bit of rights now. But once upon a time she ain't had nothing. The slave didn't have nothing and the white man had it all. This here once upon a time was going on, y'all. There ain't been no long time ago. And now they done put in the Bible to where the woman can't even speak. She can't even talk. I give the floor on that.
That's very important. The laws that the city making didn't give you the ability to think. The animals didn't give you the ability to think. The enemy don't give you an ability to think. Government, supreme authority, these anybody outside of you did not give you the ability and this is the major thing right here. When you cut this off, you no longer tied to the Creator.
That's right.
So as long as a so-called white man can get you to disable your own thinking,
Yeah.
it ain't him that's gonna be affected.
That's right.
It's you.
It's you. There you go.
So now that part that the Creator bestowed upon you,
Yeah.
you now don't honor it.
Don't worry.
You choose to dishonor that
Yeah.
within self to honor a man outside of self.
That's correct. Mm-hmm. How about that? That's where we at today.
See, Allah don't play that.
Mm-mm.
This is why most people don't know Allah Sufa. Because they play that. They allowed that. How you gonna find a way when you allow them to be torn away?
They're torn away. Yeah. and led away, led astray.
Right. When you got senses. So an animal know to run for their life.
Yeah.
From a small to a big, they run for their life.
And the women and the children, they're running for their lives, but they got the satellites over watching them, and they can drop the bomb on them before they can get away. I had to say that.
It done came that far.
It's that far.
These
That's
people,
where we at.
these demons got demonic devices. So that's why you need to be at this level where you know you can't die.
That's right.
Because they got the guns and the bombs.
Blow you right on out of here.
But you can't die if
right.
you know what you're supposed to know.
That's right.
But if you don't know what you're supposed to know, then see, you scared.
You scared, yeah.
Meaning you're going to surrender to him, not to the creator.
There you go. There you go. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And bro, son, when I hear the word surrender, all I could think about is what our people has done. They have surrendered to the white man because I don't see them trying to break away, not making a change. It ain't gonna make me go along with all that foolishness, but I'm just saying the broad road, the one traveling the broad road. This is what I'm saying. 20 says, therefore you yourself do not need to be told what is wicked and that which is true. 21, you do not need to be warned against false scriptures and teachers. We ain't learned about Jake and all of them and yet, and what they done for our community. Or they all just been in more churches where they can pick up more tithes. They remind me of a corporation of building companies in every city, churches in every city, and then they appoint somebody to run it. If a man or woman tell you to fear Allah first before respect, then your gift of reason, you should know it to be false. If they tell you that perfect prayer is more important than right intention, then by your ability to sense, you should feel it to be untruthful. And we know for a fact that our people are some of the most praying people on the planet. But for some reason, they lose right intention because they ought to realize by now that all this praying and our troubles is just as great as it was before we start praying. If they tell you that Allah demands sheep-like behavior over a passionate behavior, then the gift given to you by Allah should be enough to see through such evil and lies. And you know we don't see no sheep-like behavior. All we see is guns and bombs going off and everybody running and ducking. 25, the true way of Islam is based on one principle above all others. Respect yourself first and then you shall respect all others. Now that's the true way, ain't it? I guess that's why the prophet Noble Drew Ali kept telling you, said, when you get through studying, study this, study that, and when you get through, one more time, give yourself one more step.
See, this is where the people just followed others at when they got into Islam. See, this is how you know somebody, because I'm trying to help, because most people being deceived. But if you don't know what you're being taught, then you don't have any concern. Someone who notices that you don't have any concern, they're not going to keep speaking the truth to you. They're just going to do the truth themselves.
Yeah.
Other people have taught everybody how to say these foreign words that you never took the time to learn how to read and write yourself. So people have been thrown in bonfires over such words. So we have to understand Christianity, Islam, these are not true sources, nor are they true names. Islam is the lamb thing. When you're talking about the blood of the lamb, when you're talking about the blood of Jesus, Islam. When they say Islam, they talking about you are the sacrifice, that you are the lamb, you is the lamb. So you got to be careful with this stuff right here, because y'all don't know, y'all are master sorcerers. Anyone who believes in this stuff is under sorcery, and you yourself is a sorcerer. You just don't know it because you don't know what this stuff is, and you don't know what truth is. So it was never pronounced Islam, just like the way was never pronounced Christianity. These are passwords, grips, signs, and signals from Masons to know each other in the dark. I don't participate in none of that. So when I like the true name of everything. My life, I was told it was Islam. It's not Islam. This is what all the deceivers came and told us. If you understand where Islam comes in and how things are created, instead of just exploiting things. People are self-exploitive these days. They just want to exploit things without having no history, background, and no knowledge. I respect knowledge. I didn't get to where I'm at by disrespecting things I believe in. I believe in the true and the naming of true things. So when it comes to our people may say a lot of things different. But when it comes to understanding your creator and how it pertains to yourself, and understand that the self and the creator is one. If you don't agree with that, this is what you got to do. You have done sorcery on yourself. You have superimposed that you're not responsible for anything that you experiencing. And you have given your power over to a power of attorney. You have turned your power over to another self. So this is why the laws of Maya is staples to understand who you are. Maya means I. So you have to know that you is self, self is I. You are responsible for everything when you become to think, reason, and choose. So Islam is not the same as I-Salam. I means self. Self takes full responsibility of self. This is why it's saying I is equivalent to one. One principle. I either gonna do it or do not. And it's based on a teacher, not based on your authority. The true way of Islam is based on one principle above all. So all means just what it said. It's one thing that is above all, and it's called I self. That's why you respect yourself first. Meaning you respect your I first. I. This is why it's I-Salam. This is where I'm going. I know where I'm going. I came here to know. I'm a master of knowledge. I-Salam is the center opening of the Fatiha of your brain. It's called Sufa. But we don't know biology. So if you don't know biology, then you don't know what any of these things truly mean. Because you got to know the biology of self. Arm, leg, arm, hands. I self, Lord, and Master is the head. Controlling everything around. Arm, leg, arm, heads. You responsible for what your hands do. Hands create. You're responsible for what you walk to. So stop playing with all this stuff because it makes me irritated. Because my people have suffered from those who are ignorant and those who are hypocrites. This thing could have been fixed since young.
Long time. Yeah.
And it's just because people receiving things from others that they can't say things. But when you with the self, that the self knows that it's not from this plane. It came to this plane for your first purpose. And most people don't even know that. People don't even know what their life is spent to be. So these people, we in a whole new time period now where information is king. If you don't got knowledge of certain things now, you are considered poor. And one of these things is knowledge of self. If you don't have knowledge of self, you are considered poor and in poverty and fit for death. People are dying every day without hearing this message. People are dying every day because people not sharing and because people not caring. They don't care about themselves, their own I. So why would they care about another's I? This is the one principle that's easy. You say it so much. Respect your I first, then you shall respect all other I's. So when you hear them say I, and they have their thoughts just like you have yours, it's called respect. You don't the only one who have thoughts. You ain't the only one that got a mouth. Show self-respect to others. And this is why it was converted from I to thou. Now, the I always talk about you. Now, the first thing the I say is you. You did this. You did that. You go get. You got this. Can you? You. See, the world would be a better place if I had to really go get what I wanted. I would have to really go do what I wanted to do. When most people really do evil, they had to really do it themselves. Or getting you to do it, meaning get you to become the thought of the thinker. So when we are talking about knowledge of self, this was never given us as our prime religion. Today, most people don't know what their religion is. They don't care about religion anymore. They think religion have enslaved them. When you was never given religion, you were just given institutions and books from these institutions in the name of religion. Religion is the greatest thing that have allowed freedom and allowed them to come to you. You just want to serve their God. As you see, it's not saying God in these texts. It's saying the Creator name. So when we're talking about everything that's in the way is in the Creator's name, this is what we're going through now. Only through self-respect and respect of others can a person truly love self. Those who say a true Musallam must fear the Lord are wrong. That's a big one. Christians and Muslims both are told by their text to fear the Lord. Not in the Al-Sufyan. You don't fear no Lord. As you just said, the Lord is self. How you going to fear yourself? You respect yourself. But no, these books now push self outside of you. Now the Lord is outside of you. So now we're talking about ignorance creates all this fear that we hear with people scared. Because you don't know, you never die. Now there's fear in you. And this fear was created by ignorance all the years of your life, not using sense. So now this is what creates hate. Now this is what creates evil. Evil, hate, fear is nothing but caused by ignorance. So if someone's speaking evil, it's because they are ignorant. Someone is hating, it's because they are ignorant. If someone is in fear, that's because they are ignorant. Do you know the 144 gifts in self? Or inside the body, giving you all of this many manifestations of life. A man who fears all the law does not honor him. This is what they told us in their text. Fear God, fear the Lord. Right, and it's the beginning. Fear is the beginning of wisdom. This is why that book is, you got to know how to read it. Because it tells you get wisdom, but then it tells you fear is the beginning of wisdom, and respect is the beginning of self, and self is wisdom. Wisdom is how close or proximity are you close to yourself. This is why they use big numbers like $1 million just to see what you pull from yourself. It's all a demonic game to see and test who you are. Faith in the way is simple. That's the faith we've been talking about. Not all this fear stuff. Faith in the way is simple. It is the belief above all others that there is only one deity. And his true name is Allah. This is what Jesus was pointing us to through him showing us the way. His father was Allah. Nobody else. That he created us. That he loves us. Not these books. These books don't love you. These books didn't create you. For someone to lose sense that they was created and they no longer connected to that creator where they feel like they are loved by their creator, that they will go join something opposite of their creator.
Opposite them as well.
Allah loves us. I don't know if that's hard to really comprehend. If we didn't, we wouldn't have these gifts. The greatest respect we can show is to live a good and holy life. The way of holiness. In his honor.
Yeah. Nah. Okay.
Anyone who claims I did prescribe great rules and complications upon those who wish to live as Muslims is wrong. See, we was never given these texts as a Christian, as a Muslim. So, oh, you who believe, if a rule cannot be understood as honoring life and respecting family, community, and the Lord, then it is a false rule. If you choose to be ignorant and follow false teachings, like a talking donkey, then Allah will grant you your wish and treat you like one. If a person claims, I have made a rule that takes 100 words to say that which may be said in a few words, then it must be a false rule. Behold, all Sufyan is every language, and the master of all language. Al-Sufyan is the father of all wisdom and its source. Thus, when one seeks to deceive you and claim complex and confusing words, it cannot be from the creator of the universe. Transubstantiation, that's just a word that's in theological studies that can be confusing. So now when we're talking about the creator, don't create words like that. But all language, don't forget. But the wickedness of the hearts of men and lesser spirits. That's where these words come from. Hearts of men and lesser spirits. Verily, every child is born with a disposition towards goodness and the natural religion. This is where we have to understand that there's always been the religion of nature. That is called the natural religion. It has nothing to do with man. It has to do with creation and nature. And everything that has a nature, that's what we call character. So the only religion that the creator made is one. And it's called Al-Sufyan I-Salam. These are two names of his. I just took you to the Sufyan. We on the Sufyan now as the name. I-Salam is his other name. These are not just words. These are names. So when you call on your mama with that tones and sounds when she know something ain't right or needing help. You call on your father with that tone when something ain't right, needing help. You think they're gonna sit on the couch and keep flicking the channel? So you think that with your creator is finna sin. His nature. See, and this is what they took us away from and got us into these institutions filled with books. Now, nature ain't a book. It ain't pages you can flip. It's the living book of life. You in the book of life. But they have shamed us through lameness. So we got to make that clear that the creator does have a religion and it's nature based. It has to do with nature, ground, forests, plants, animals, humans, heaven, stars, sun, moon, things man can't control or calculate. If it's calculatable, you know man did it. So now we're talking about it is only the city that teaches them to follow a dark path. When you leave nature, where you go? To the city. The city done carved out a dark path out of your nature, out of your forest, to create a dark path, sinister, wickedness, workers of iniquity. To follow the true path of I-Salam is the simplest of all to describe. To live a life of self-respect and virtue. See, they can't live virtues. So they got to create a virtual reality. For now, they need you to come in and participate in their fake world when you the real virtue. You the virtual reality. Living out your virtues in this world. Treating others as you expect yourself to be treated. and to love this world and to seek to make this world a better place. Any person that does this first truly loves Allah and has no need of complications. Any person who does not do these things does not truly follow all Sufyan commands in the path of Islam. Any preacher or scholar that tells you Islam is first an oath to all Allah. This is what they begin with if you go into Islam. They give you a shahada, which is an oath. So now we're talking about, is that proper? So the same thing with Christianity. Their oath is called the baptism. Is that proper? Now we know through the way, if anyone tells us that Islam, the way, is first an oath to the divine creator, an oath to the All Sufyan, and secondly, to devote yourself to Holy Scripture, expel them immediately as an impostor against the truth of Islam. Now, this is what many people have been shahadatized and baptized by strange people. And no sense kicked in that you don't even know these people. This was kick in with me. I don't know these people. I don't speak that talk. So when we're talking about understanding, even a monkey can imitate a pious man. See, but they can't give you this understanding as clear as water. Instead, Islam is first a devotion to self-knowledge. Knowledge of your I. Who am I? And then once you learn who you are, now you practice. Once you learn, remember to learn and to practice. Once you learn who you are, called self-knowledge, Islam, now you practice self-restraint. And this is how you honor God. Through your good works of self-restraint. Not cussing nobody out. Not making nobody mad. Not bringing no issues upon someone. But you restraining yourself from that to honor something greater called yourself. Who is none of those things. To honor God through your good works in this life. Leave the oath to the liars and market stalls. The greatest enemies of all Allah are those who are entered into Islam, who believe false scripture, and who then do evil upon other human beings. What is Islam if not the purity of speech and charity? Do you know what ruined the foundations of Islam? And what ruins it? This is how Islam was ruined. Ruined in the sense it don't exist, but in the sense of respect, of knowledge. Christianity and Islam is making people disrespect knowledge, disrespect religion, not want to be a part of it themselves because those people are disrespectful. Those people don't live up. Those people don't live in the way. So these are the errors of ignorant scholars. Getting us to take baptisms, getting us to take shahadas. These are unrealities to worship what's within you already. All you needed is knowledge, not rituals and ceremonies and anointment ceremonies, making you feel you higher than one. The Creator does the baptism. The Creator does all this, not the person. He don't need a million. He exists inside every being. So now, let's close it off with this. The disputations of the hypocrite. People who don't know but claim to know. Those who do no study but preach words they heard, not knowing its origin. Then we have the orders of presidents today. They call kings presidents. You have took on what, 45 orders of president on your land. You know you done lost the road. You thinking about your next one next. And this is what you're leaving for your youth as role models. So the people who set up these institutions, these are the people called the orders of kings. They set up these are the evil ways they set up for all to go astray. So with that being said, As-salaam, 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 Latif al-Sufyan Mu'id.